Hello, so I thought I'd do a video about why I'm not your typical YouTuber and typical BookTuber, and the reasons for that, because I feel like people make assumptions about people that create content on platforms like YouTube and think that, everyone's kind of doing it for the same reasons and whatever, and it's just not the case. So you will probably notice if you've watched quite a few of my videos that I will never ask you to subscribe, to like, to comment, because the way I see it is if you like something, you have the prerogative to decide whether to like it or not. And if you're like me, I don't like any videos, even if I do in real life like them. So I would never ask somebody to like a video of mine when they wouldn't normally do that. And if you have to ask for it, it's not really a real like, is it? Because you've motivated that person to like it. The other thing is with subscribing, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to a channel when you've watched one video and you've probably only watched it for that first couple of, because you always see it on the beginning of people's videos, and it's like, I haven't even watched the video yet, you're spamming the beginning of your video with asking me to subscribe and like. I just want to see what you've got to talk about. So I will never kind of ask for that, because, and I understand why people do, because obviously a lot of people are on YouTube for financial reasons. So if you subscribe and you like, then you can get ad revenue. So you'll notice as well that none of my videos have any ads in them, because I don't have enough subscribers or likes or whatever anyway, because I never ask for them, but that's not my purpose. Like, I'm not here for that. I didn't create this channel for financial reasons. I don't want to get famous. Like, I don't want everybody to know who I am. I purposely create poor looking videos because I don't want everybody to watch them and comment on them and whatever. Like, I'm not interested in that. So this channel is not like a lot of other ones that I've seen. Similarly, when people do comment on my content, there are instances where it's great. I was actually thinking at one point of not continuing doing videos, because doing book reviews when you read quite quickly, so for example, I read 104 books last year, and trying to do, because what I do is I write the review on Goodreads, and then based on that I'll create a video. But because I read so quickly, and it's quite laborious to kind of make videos and to edit them and upload them and stuff. Obviously, it's quite an enjoyable process to do one or two, but when you've got 104 to do, it's quite, they tend to build up, so I have to do 10 at a time, so it can get, it takes a long time, editing videos and things. It's not a short process, particularly if you're chopping and changing, by putting, so for example, if I read an audio book, I've got to slot the picture in, and then I usually put a beginning title on it as well, or at least I do now. I don't think I did when I first started doing them. So in that sense, I'm not like everybody else that's kind of on YouTube. And I imagine there's probably lots of people like me, but they're also like me in the sense that they don't have many subscribers and things like that. So they're not in the kind of algorithm, so not many people can find them. So that's probably why I've not really seen many of those. But I don't know about you, but as a person that watches a lot of YouTube videos, I'm getting a bit sick of seeing people saying like and subscribe and comment, because I don't interact with YouTube like that. I watch videos, I don't interact, so I would never ask somebody else to do that. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm not like other booktubers, and the primary reason for that is because the only reason I'm creating this content is because no booktuber out there that I've found is giving me what I want. I am a prolific reader, and as a reader who reads many different books, I'm not one of these people that just reads one genre. I read across lots of different genres. I read fiction, I read non-fiction, lots of different topics. I love anything new, so to me novelty is great, which also means that I get a little bit bored by some books because they repeat, because obviously once you've seen it once and it gets done again, you can only be new so many times, can't you, I suppose. But you know, people are reimagining and doing things new all the time. So be creative, people. She says when she's not even written her own book. But anyway, so what I wanted out of a channel was somebody to tell me whether a book is good or not and worth reading. So I wanted to know what their opinions of the book were and whether I should waste my time reading it, because what I tend to find is I'll read a description of a book which has obviously been written to get me to buy it, so it's not in my interest when I'm reading that. And I have Goodreads, and Goodreads is quite polarised. Like, you know, you get a lot of people giving 5 stars to things that are obviously not 5-star books. So it's a very kind of opinionated arena for ratings, and obviously places like Amazon and Waterstone always give it like high ratings. And what you tend to find is that anything that's like banal and kind of average, everybody loves, because most people are at that level of interest. Like, I mean, I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I'm not about to bash Game of Thrones, but everybody loved it, and I'm always put off by things that everybody loves, because I'm just like, if everybody loves it, it can't be that great. Like, it can't be, because, but then that's like not very good logic, is it? But I just kind of think, you know, people have kind of different interests and different tastes. So if everybody loves it, it must be average, because otherwise that many people wouldn't love it, if that makes sense. So yeah. What was I going to say? So I just wanted that, but booktubers don't seem to do that, and booktubers seem to like copy off each other, and it's basically every booktuber just seems the same. Like, you've always got them. I watched a booktuber's video, and it was basically taking the mick out of booktubers, and I was laughing at it because it's everything that I was thinking before I created my own channel. I mean, I created my own channel before the book reviews, but that was the reason why I went into book reviews. So they're always sat in front of books, which, I don't know about you, I find it really, really distracting to have loads of like background stuff. So in all my videos, you'll see that I'm in front of quite a plain background, because I don't want you looking at the background, I want you looking at me. Like, that's the point, like, of the video. So there won't be any kind of like, you know, random, and so they're always really colourful and really distracting as well. So you won't be seeing any bookcases behind me, because that's just not a pleasant visual environment to be watching. Particularly, I mean, I'm not great with busy environments. So, you know, I would imagine that introverts don't like busy environments because of the way that, you know, our brains work. It's like overstimulation. So readers are usually introverts. So why are you creating booktube channels where you've got a bookcase, but it just doesn't make sense? It's like because everybody else does it, and you want to get famous, and you want to, you know, have loads of ad revenue or whatever. But anyway, and the other one is that you always get people that are like, hiya! And it's like, it's not realistic, and it's annoying, because it's like, I just want you to talk to me about this book. I don't want to have to turn my volume down because you're speaking really loud, or like have to like be like as if that's how I feel when I'm watching it. I'm like, whoa. Because as well, what booktubers tend to do is they'll like edit it so that there's no gaps, there's no pauses for you to kind of almost like process what people are saying. So it doesn't feel like a conversation with the person, like where you actually are thinking about what you're saying, because there's no gaps in it, there's no pauses. So it's like literally just an overflow of information. And we don't really kind of learn like that. We learn in a dialogue and a communication kind of way. So anything that you've got to say that's informative, you wouldn't say it by clipping it like that. It's really kind of overwhelming. So you won't see any of my videos that have been edited unless something's happened. Like, so for example, one time my battery was going, so I had to stop it and then put the next half on it. And sometimes the phone's dropped over and all that kind of stuff. So you might see that sometimes, but generally it's like it's one continuous thing. And I don't plan this, I don't rehearse it, I don't, you know, script it. It's literally just me and what I think. And if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. Like, I'm not really bothered. Like, it's just a kind of time to talk about something, a book or a topic or whatever, and just see what comes out. Because I think sometimes it's really interesting to know what you truly think about it, and you can only really do that when you have a conversation. So you can't really do it when it's scripted. It's not authentic. So you won't see me clipping videos like that. What are some of the other things? Oh, booktubers tend to like do like what they're going to read, And I'm like, you haven't read them yet. Like, why do I care what you're reading? I don't care. I want to know about the book. So you won't see any of that. Like book hauls and stuff. Like, who cares? Like, I have a bookshelf full of books, but it doesn't, I just pick one off and start reading it. Like, I don't really plan what I'm reading. I just decide at the time. So that wouldn't make a very interesting video. And what was the other thing that they do? They all love YA as well. They don't seem to read anything else other than YA, but they love it. They love it. So they're quite biased in their opinions about it. It's not like an honest, that often as well, their opinions on the books are just, oh, I liked it because of this, or I disliked it because of that. But it's not, there's no kind of literary critique, there's no kind of discussion of themes, there's no kind of discussion of the characterisation, whether it was good or not, or whether there were tropes involved, or kind of some sociological or psychological context of it, or any. There's just nothing. It's just, there's no depth to the discussions. It's just literally talking about the book. You might as well just read off the back what the book was, or giving kind of like descriptions of what the book's like. Like, I'll never describe to you what a book's like in detail, because you can read that on the back of the book. Like, it's quite obvious the author's provided you with that, so you won't see any of that either. So to kind of give you some explanation of why my book reviews look the way they do, a lot I like to I was going to say contextualize, but I don't mean that word. To cumulate. I'm thinking cumulative, but cumulate, is that a word? That all together, you will always see me in front of the camera with a boring background that you probably won't like, but I don't really care because I like it. It's what I would want when I'm watching somebody on a video. It won't be scripted. I all the time. I always say, all the time, because I want it to be like a conversation, and this is how I talk. Although I am trying to not put fillers in, because obviously it sounds better, doesn't it? But because I don't rehearse it and I don't, really care that much, I kind of just do it as it comes out. And you will get my honest opinion about the book. Like, I won't pretend, I won't say that it's good when it's not, and I won't kind of like it's my honest opinion of it, is what I exactly thought, and I don't make any excuses for my opinions. Like, I will tell you what I think of it. So if I say to you that it's not good, it's my opinion, and I don't really care if you don't agree. Like, you can say whatever you want, and you can comment, and you can do whatever. It's not going to change my opinion. You don't have the power to change what I've said in the video. I mean, there have been some cases where, and this is not in the videos, but like in life, somebody will say something and it will change my opinion. And I'm always grateful for kind of that, but I think that you need to be respectful. So, if I ever get any kind of like comments that are not very nice, I will block you from the channel. Like, I just will, because I just haven't got time for it. So I'm not bothered about you subscribing or whatever. Like, if you're not nice to me, bye. And so I just thought I would kind of do a video, because I think people assume that you're a certain way because of everybody else that's there, or they almost like criticize your videos without actually realizing that you've done them like that on purpose. Like, this content is what I wish was out there for me, but it's not out there. So if you are a content creator and you want to appeal to me, which you obviously don't, then make content like mine, because I would enjoy it. As I imagine what other people would as well. Because if you think about it, the BookTube community is oversaturated with people that are doing the same thing, and they all say the same things about the books. Like, there's not really much variation in what they talk about, and so it really needs to be diversified with other people that are different and that aren't just kind of wanting everybody to like them. So, if you are a reader, please create your own stuff and let me enjoy them.